Hello my friends, today I am starting recording a new tutorials. This will be about Magento 2, which is an e-commerce platform that lets you build e-shops. In this video I will show you how to install Magento 2 on your localhost using Composer. I will be following this installation reference, which is located on Magento official website. In case you need some explanation, this website has it all. So let's get started. First, I will open a terminal and navigate to my server web root. So this is in application examp htdocs, and inside this directory I want to install Magento 2. So I just navigated to the root directory and I can copy this link or copy this command and replace Magento 2 with the name of my directory, which will be m2 tutorials. Now the installation has started and we need to wait. During the installation, it's more likely that you will need two keys that you can create when you register an account on Magento 2 or Magento website. So now we just need to wait until the installation is over. Okay, it took a while, but finally all our files are downloaded and we can start with the installation. But before that, we need to set up file system ownership and permissions, a database, and then the installation itself. If you are installing this on your machine, on your localhost, it's a multi-user platform, so we will follow this second part, where you can find all the information how to set up a user, shared group, and so on. I already have most of this set up on my computer, so let's continue. First, let's see what's inside our directory. These m2 tutorials, as you can see, Peter is the file owner of all the files inside this directory, and admin is the group. Obviously, this group needs to be changed to the group of the Apache web server, and we need to make sure that user Peter is also part of that group. In my case, Apache runs under daemon user and also daemon group name. So what we'll do, we'll change ownership recursively to Peter daemon, and we'll change it for all the files inside m2 tutorials directory. Again, this will take a while, but after this is finished, we can see that the user is Peter and the group is daemon. Okay, next thing, we need to set up an empty database. I am using SQL Pro, which is a great software for your database management. I run this under root user, and best thing is also to set up a separate Magento user. I already have a Magento 2 user with privileges to my databases, but now I will create a new database so that you can see how to do it. So I can create a new database with create database command. I will name this database M2 tutorials and run the command. Now I can see my database is here, but it has no tables so far. Let's go back to our user account and assign tutorials, empty tutorials, all the available privileges and apply. I want to notice that all this, what I've just done in this SQL Pro, can be also done using a command line or phpMyAdmin. I am just used to this software, so I do it here. Alright, let's see what else we need to do. We need to set ownership and permissions. So let's change the directory to our M2 tutorials directory. Let's see that all our files have Peter user and daemon group. And now we'll just copy these commands that will set up all the privileges that we need. Now let's copy this second command, which will set up permissions for all the directories. The first one was for files. Now the third command is also about changing the ownership of the files that we've already done. So we can skip this, but if you want to run it, you can do it. Just double check that all the files and folders have the right user and group. And the fourth command is just changing the mode of bin Magento file, which needs to be executable. Okay, this is done. As the next step, we can start the actual installation. And if you run the Magento on your localhost, it is good practice if you write 127.0.0.1 and change the path to M2 tutorials setup. If you see this page, congratulations, because you've done everything correct so far. And let's start by clicking on this button. First, we'll start the readiness check. So the system will make sure that you have all the needed permissions. This directory here generated is not writable, so we need to change this, and we need to write chmod R for recursively 775 generated. Rerun the readiness check, and this time everything is fine. We can hit the next button. Here on this screen you need to set up the access information to your database. We'll change root user for Magento 2. This is the password that we set up for this user. Database name will be M2 tutorials. That's the database we just created. And table prefix can be left blank. If you see this message, this means that we have wrong password for Magento 2 user. Let's try a different password. Hopefully this time it will be correct. This is just a configuration where will be your Magento installed. So this is the front end URL and this is the administration part. I will leave it just admin so that it will be easy to remember. We can see advanced options, and I think we don't need to change anything here. Okay, so let's hit the next button. We can change the time zone. I'm located in Central Europe, so let's choose this, Europe Bratislava. Default currency, let's choose Euro, and the language can stay. Here we can select what modules we want to install. I want to install all of the modules. Next. Here we'll create a new admin account. So username, email, password, and next. And the installation is ready. Install now. Hopefully everything will go without any problems, and our Magento will be installed in just a while. Alright, we have successfully installed Magento 2. If we hit this URL, it will open up our storefront, so our front end. This is successful. And here we can find our backend. We can log into backend with our newly created admin account. What needs to be done next? There are a few things. We need to go to our console, and if we are inside our M2 tutorials directory, we can run bin Magento, which is a command line utility that can be used for many tasks which are inside Magento 2. Example of such tasks can be clear cache, upgrade a module, and many more. We will go over these tasks in future videos. The task that I want to look at right now is is this deploy task, particularly deploy mode show. Which will show current application mode, which is default. It is worth noting that Magento 2 has 3 different environments. One is development, one is production, and the default, which is something in between but shouldn't be really used. So right now I will change this environment to developer. Deploy mode set and the name of the environment. If you run the show command again, you will see that Magento 2 is now in developer mode. Alright, other thing that we can do right now is enable indexers and reindex all our indexes. This is done by running bin Magento indexer reindex. So if I reload this admin page, this message here will be gone. You could also enable, okay, cache is invalidated. We can refresh the cache either if we go to cache management page and refresh this, or we can also do it from the command line with cache clean command. I will show you this command more times in the future videos. Other thing that you can do right after the installation is enable the cron jobs, but I don't want to do it on my computer as I won't be using it. Okay, this is pretty much all you need to do in order to install Magento 2. There is maybe one more thing I like to mention, and that is here on the home page you see that this is actually an empty page, and if you want to work with the sample data, it is very easy to install them. Installing Magento is a challenging task, and sometimes there are problems that will occur, but don't worry, most of the solutions you will find on the official Magento website, or if you use Google. You can share your experiences with Magento installation in the comment section, and now I'd like to thank you for watching the video and see you in the next one.